G'day everybody, we are back for Series 2 here in the VCS. We have GAM versus QG. I am Everyday Caster. With me as always is Yulwei. How do you feel
Hello.
about this
Oh, I'm so excited. We finally get to see some good League of Legends, hopefully. And we were just joking off camera about how GAM is getting a feature every time they play. They really seem to be the protagonist here in Vietnam. And today they can cement their status as one of the strongest teams in the VCS once again against fellow play of contender QG.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very important match for both teams here, and it should be a good one. I don't think there's a huge skill gap between these teams. I think they're both pretty good. So I'm hoping we see some pretty good League of Legends tonight.
Yeah, it's a very interesting matchup if you look stylistically at the teams. GAM, more of the laning focused, flex pick, weird composition we last year in the early game team, and QG much more of the mid game, late game focused control team. So we'll get to see which style comes out on top today. They played against each other in week one, and week one GAM. I mean, what do you think of week one GAM every day?
I mean, they looked like a bunch of bronzies. Let's be totally real. Wasn't a good look for them.
Nope.
They didn't know what lanes they wanted to play. They didn't know what players they wanted to play. It was, to put it in the most elegant of terms, a shit show. But they have gotten leaps and bounds better since that week one. So
Yeah, and if you look at the stats outside of week one, so even if you look at the stats from week one included, GAM is sitting at an 11-7 game record, and week one was 0-4. So since week one, they're 11-3. They are still sitting on the fewest losses of all the teams in the league. No other team has fewer losses. Everyone else at least has one loss more than them. So GAM really from week two onwards has been the best team in my opinion. They were upset by Flash, but other than that, looked dominant on almost all their series. Lost 2 games to Flash, 1 game to DBL. Everything else was a 2-0. So for me, GAM comes in as the favorite, even though Zeros was once again naughty boy and can't play today.
yeah, apparently, yeah, we will have to wait just until we see the lineups. You never know if what will end up actually happening. But to our best of our knowledge, yeah, Zeros is not allowed to play. He got a 1 series ban, so that is this series. And I said this in the last series. I wish the circumstances were different, but that should mean more Yoshino, which I'm down for.
Yeah, especially I alluded to it on the last series as well. Yoshino against Hero, the two best performing top laners in my opinion so far in the league. You kind of have to give a nod to Zeros for his last week as well, but he's only played 2 best of 3 so far, so I think overall Hero and Yoshino have stand out and stood above the rest in terms of top lane competition here in the VCS.
Yeah, absolutely. They both look really, really good.
Oh no,
I think
Seal. Not Seal. Hero, I'm sorry. What have they done to the hair? Why?
the
The beard.
VCS loves changing
What's
up.
going
Oh,
on?
that doesn't look good.
No.
That's
Yeah, and
not the
Yoshino's
best.
in, as you
Ryzen
can see.
started a trend apparently. Yep, Yoshino's in. So, and Zin as well. Hugh not playing.
Yeah, and that's another interesting change. Zinu was subbed in for the last game GAM played, eligible to play since mid-season, so he's only eligible for 1 best of 3. And they played Hugh in the first game. He was not great in that particular game, so they subbed in Sin, more of a traditional ADC player. Guess which champ he played in the one game?
I think, given that it's the VCS, I think we can guess Kaiser pretty safely.
Yep, and that is correct. He has only
Yep.
shown us this is Kaiser, so I'm excited to see what else he can bring to this draft as we finally enter this very exciting best-of-3 first draft of Game 1. Yeah, the only draft of Game
Yep.
1, I'm sorry. Doesn't make a
Hey,
whole lot
oh,
of
I mean,
sense, but
I
yeah.
wouldn't go that far. Don't jinx the tech issues. We may see this draft a few
Oh,
times,
oh.
but hopefully not. as Jace and Olaf are the two removed. Silas as well. A little bit of jungle pool targeting. Interesting, we've actually seen Olaf hit the ban list a few times today, which is definitely interesting. I wouldn't really say Olaf is a super top tier jungler. Remember, this is still 913.
It's
Dragon, there's a
probably
lot of
one of
jungle.
the champs with the biggest differences between different regions. Olaf, an absolute top tier jungler in the LPL. Here in the VCS, he's more of a second tier jungler. Some junglers like to play him, some don't. Levi has not played Olaf, if I remember correctly. No, he has not. He's more of an AP jungler. Seal, on the other hand, has played 2 Olaf games, so why not? Why not ban it away? It's an okay ban. Olaf can be a little bit dangerous.
Yep, and Kiana being removed as well. So this does leave, of course, the first pick there for Zodiac. Not too surprised to see that one snapped up. I am surprised to see the Xayah priority so high here. Just wanted to get Xin his pick super early.
Yep. So we get to see another ADC for Xin. It's still Xayah. Xayah is still a very strong champ. I'm a little bit confused why VCS seems to have completely forgotten that Sivir exists. But whatever, we get another very strong Essence Reaver AD carry on the side of GAM.
Yep, and it is going to be now the Corki here for Genza. He had the Kiana banned out against him, and so he's gotten angry and gone the exact opposite, going into the safe mage that is Corki. So potentially going to see a late game comp develop here for QG. While on the other side of GAM, Lover's Lane being picked up means that Xin and Slay are going to be a strong lane against potentially most of what gets pulled out, except Rakan into Lux is very dangerous.
Yeah, now they get the opportunity to show us how their scrim and solo queue practice together as a duo has paid off. Slay, obviously still a very new support player, but most has had changing ADCs. First week, I think he played alongside Minis, and then Hugh was his lane partner. Not really an ADC player, so that laning phase was a little bit different as well. Now Xin more of the traditional ADC player, so Slay has to be on top of his game and show us that he's capable of playing more of the engaged role as well. Usually he likes to go for the Lux, for the Yumi, more of lane control and pokey backline style of mage play.
Yeah, very, very true there. So the pick certainly suits him. 2 ADCs being removed there from GAM, just wanting to ban away, I should say, the things that could potentially give Xin and Slay trouble. I think that's actually a pretty smart strategy. And Yoshino has had 2 picks removed from him, but Irelia is still open.
Yeah, that's his most picked, and
We know what he
absolutely
can
no
do.
surprise that he will lock this one in. Yoshino is an insanely
Absolutely.
good Aurelia. I think he had the most solo kills probably out of all the Aurelia players here in the VCS, and we'll get to see another Yoshino Aurelia game. I'm hyped already.
Oh, absolutely. You can never ever complain about a bit of Yoshino Irelia. You could see the Akali being picked into it.
Oh,
That's a pretty bold pick.
that's so sad to see because Aurelia will never be able to solo kill Akali in her shroud.
It's
Yoshino
very,
probably
very
has
true.
to go back to farming. Ooh, does she actually exist? That's a surprise. Kaiser's open? You want to go Kaiser, right?
No. I think Simon's a really good pick here. It's a little bit risky into the Rakan because her spell shield doesn't really do a huge amount against him, but still not too bad. And the LeBlanc being hovered here for Kiaya. Will we see Kiaya play a mid
No,
lane?
obviously not.
No, we will go to Fiora instead. Locked in.
So this is a Fiora for Yoshino most probably, right? Because Yoshino already
You
played one Fiora
can't
game
play
in week
mid.
1.
You
Can
can't play
Fiora?
mid Fiora.
You can't play
Can
or you
you?
can play?
You can't, surely.
I mean, it's
I,
Kiaya, right? Kiaya can play
it's
everything.
Kiaya, actually. Kiaya can play everything. it's true. The top lane actually gets magically twice as long when. Sorry, the mid lane, I should say, gets twice as long when Kiai is in the game.
Yeah, for some reason Kiaya is able to go CS for CS and Aatrox into Corki and solo kill the Corki on the mid lane Aatrox. We still don't know how he does it, but he's an insanely good melee into ranged player and will once again be able to show us what he is. Here with
Yeah,
Irelia into
exactly.
Corki. Oh, interestingly, very close fan vote. Would have not expected that. I think QG also has a huge following. I saw many QG fans in the Discord as well, so they seem to be a popular team.
Yeah, they do. Got to see them getting a sponsor though. Uh, See if we can convince the Discord owner to buy out that team. It seems to be the popular idea.
I mean, yeah, they literally the name of the team is the same as the coach's name, so that's a little bit weird. Not quite sure
Oh
how
man.
that happened. Um,
I mean, I imagine he just started the team, right? And you're
yeah,
like, what else are you gonna call it?
probably.
Nothing will ever beat the time when Team Pornhub played at a Tier 1 Counter Strike event. Oh, sorry, Team UPorn, not Pornhub.
Excuse me.
Yeah, UPorn bought a Counter Strike team. I'm not even kidding.
That's okay, and they
Yeah,
didn't even
they
bother
ended
to
up.
rename it. That's an
No,
interesting choice.
this team. Well, they got made to rename it because
Okay.
Valve was like, hey, you can't do that. So they were Team YP, and then they got sold because YouPorn was like, well, why are we going to have them? That's not even good branding for us.
Oh my
Like,
god.
so they just sold them. But there was like a 6 month period where casters were unironically having to say, and YouPorn wins the round.
Oh my. Poor guys. Poor guys. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, there's also a very good they're not a particularly serious team, but they often go quite deep at North American only Counter Strike tournaments called the Hentai Weebu Master Lords.
What a name. What a name.
Yeah, like because like they're not pro players, but they just kind of join tournaments to have a bit of fun, and they're pretty good. Back to much more important things than the stupidest names I've heard in esports. Um, this is an interesting match. I think we will have a fairly quiet early game. Is
That
Fiora
suits
any better
QG.
at killing Akali?
Wow. Is she?
I mean, hard
Let's think
question.
about this. Um.
We could have a bit of cheese here in the bot lane.
Oh,
Oh, nope. Slay's giving the game away a little bit. They give up on it.
I think Fiora probably wins lane harder against Akali compared to the
Yeah,
Irelia. Her trading patterns are probably a little bit more beneficial, especially with
it's true.
Grasp as well. She doesn't have to. She don't doesn't have to go for the Conqueror, so she can go for a stronger early game rune. Usually
Yeah.
Akali is fine into most melee matchups top lane. I'm not too sure if Yoshino can really threaten a kill, but if she gets ahead far enough over Hero, and Hero can't enter side lane anymore, that's good enough as well, right? Fiora really
Yeah.
doesn't have to kill anyone. She just needs the threat and be able to split push.
Uh, Seal didn't finish his camp.
I was a little bit confused by that as well. In the end, the camp will respawn anyway if only a small crack thingy is still standing. So I guess he just didn't want these 10 gold and wanted to path more quickly. It's a little bit of a weird choice. Maybe he just miscalculated his red buff damage there and
Possibly.
then didn't bother to go back for the 10 gold. I mean, it will not cost him too much.
It's not going to matter. Games are not decided by 10 gold. Thankfully, that would be really, really bad if they were. Uh, But looking at the map, where do these jugglers want to go early? I feel like top lane for QG, but would be the only place they can really get a kill, right?
Even
And even
then,
then,
there's no gank assist for Hero, right? Yoshino
yeah,
has this riposte. Riposte against J4 EQ is super easy to use, so I don't really think they can realistically get a kill top lane. Flash is even hard to get, I think. Viewer is
Yeah.
super safe into these two champs. Maybe at level 6, they have one more CC. So if they...
Yeah, but she can just queue out of the Cataclysm, right?
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, it's not
Pretty
easy
bad
to get a
time.
kill. I'm I'm not even sure if the Cataclysm even connects if she reposts it. Not sure
I'm
about that interaction. Um,
I'm sure because it doesn't actually have CC attached, right?
that's true.
It just walls. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah, I
know.
think
We'll
it
find
just
out.
walls. It doesn't deal damage in that case, probably. Yeah, but it doesn't
Yeah,
matter
it would.
because the top lane is
It's possible.
ungankable, in my opinion, for QG. There's no way they can
Yeah.
gank top lane.
Okay, that's I'm just trying to because I've never really seen Fiora versus Akali.
No, same here.
Not exactly a common matchup, so I'm just kind of trying to look at some of how this works. It almost looked like the dash actually still auto attacked in the shroud, which is really strong if it
Oh,
did. Hero's in a lot of trouble here. He has nothing left. A little bit of a mistake there, I feel, by Levi taking the kill. But in the end, not the hugest deal. That is first blood picked up in the top lane. Now Zodiac being engaged on, but Zin's kind of coming out worse here.
yep.
Lux is going to pot straight back up.
Very interesting 2v2 all in there. It looked like GAM was in a lot of trouble, especially Zin. But he then stood under turret, and Jisoo and Zodiac were not really able to auto-attack him anymore, so he just used his feathers, used the turret to zone them off, and got a lot of damage on the enemy bot lane 2v2. In the end, one trade for GAM, but they used the Ignite, so a little bit of a summoner advantage now on QG's side.
Yeah, that there is. Plus, Jisoo has already been able to go back and reset. Ooh, the Fiora ult's running here. I don't know if he's going to be able to pop it. No, he's not. So that is a pretty big deal for the 1v1.
Yeah, look down bot there. This is
That's a big lead.
Infernal Drake going over 6 minutes. QG already secure the big objective. Very nicely played around their bot lane pressure. So they have Lux Sivir, so Lux Sivir will always be able to push in the Lover's bot lane on the other side. And Seal just had to be there to collect the free dragon. Very nice spawn for them as well. Next one will be Mountain. So this this game might become a Drake race, and as the bot lane is in favor of QG right now, they really like this as a potential way to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is very much the early game working out as well as you can expect for QG, aside from that top lane, which was obviously not great. Getting ahead. But since Yoshino didn't actually get the kill, it went on to Levi. I don't think it's unsalvageable. Like at the moment, it's only a 5 CS difference.
Yeah, and
And
Yoshino might
Hero's
just
going to the
die.
kill here. That would be really bad. You can't die in this matchup, Yoshino.
Yeah, he has to be careful, but Hero now is missing his ult, and Yoshino's ult is back almost up. Once Yoshino has his ult back available, I think Hero needs to be super careful. This is a very swingy matchup, a lot of outplay potential. Especially, it's always a lot of outplay potential with the riposte available.
Very, very true. There's also a little bit of RNG in this matchup. I will come back to that. Look at the tower plating
Yeah.
down in the bot lane. This is a slaughter.
Yeah, what happened down there? We only saw the one all in. It really didn't look too bad for the side of GAM, but they're struggling heavily.
Potential dive here, Genza, but he's playing Corki. He just presses W and he's completely safe.
Look at the CS numbers. Once again, Kiaya is dominating a melee against a ranged matchup, and Corki has even gone for the Kleptomancy. Might bite him in the back. It's very hard in this game as he loses lane already now, so I don't really expect the Kleptomancy to have generated too much gold for him. Should have probably gone for a more safe loot.
Oh, no, he's not. Sorry, he's 100. Jeez, can't read.
Yeah, it's only 100 gold, so a little bit of gold coming in from the Kleptomancy for sure. But he should be up in gold, right? He goes Kleptomancy in an abusive matchup you would expect. And in fact, Kiaya is the one ahead.
What if the junglers not wanting their full Krug camp? We've seen both junglers just leave one Krug alive, just missing out on 10 gold. Come on, that's a ward kill.
Yeah, A little bit weird to see. I guess both junglers really want to accelerate their pathing. As once again we cut to top lane and nothing really has happened over here. A little bit of a gold lead and CS advantage for Yoshino. I think
Yep,
he
that's
probably
his team.
needs one completed item to really dominate this matchup. He might go for an early Executioner's Calling as well. And I think that could be very beneficial on his side.
Yeah, maybe. I think it'd be interesting. There's not a huge amount of healing on the other team. They're like obviously Akali has some, and that's why you might buy it. But there's no really other healing, so
Yeah, but he doesn't really want to face anyone else the whole game, right? So he should build fully for lane, and I think for lane the Executioner's Calling could be very crucial in the 1v1. Right now he seems to prioritize a little bit of defensive stats. I don't really agree with this early Macris.
I actually don't think it's too bad. I think if you're building purely for a 1v1, quite often building the resistances
Yeah,
is
I would have liked
especially
Hexdrinker a little bit more.
yeah, I can agree with that. But I guess maybe he hasn't wanted to fully commit to MR, but just getting Merc Treads. I mean, you'd get Merc Treads against his team as basically any champion. But
What?
here comes the engage. What was the range on that? Zodiac had no chance.
That was disgusting.
What
Wow.
just happened?
Yeah, Zodiac really wants to know that as well. There was a flash Rakan engage into Levi, throwing his ult from downtown. Wow. Poor Zodiac. Thought he was safe with the Aftershock, almost Lux. But he in fact was not safe.
Yeah, I mean, he did not have a chance for that Q to hit. That was a little bit upset. I'd love to know what Zin flashed for. He used his flash in that play as well, but
Oh, yeah, that's
didn't
true.
really have a. I didn't really have a chance to see all the moving parts of that play because they were spinning pretty quick.
Yeah, and after 11 minutes, we can reevaluate a little bit, especially top and bot lane, as those are the lanes where GAM is subbing in players that are not in the main team. Maybe Zin now is, but Zin so far has not really impressed me in this lane. Struggled a lot. His CS thing doesn't really look great. And I'm not sure if maybe it's on Slay as well. Maybe Slay missed a few crucial engages on the laning phase. We have not seen too much footage of the bot lane 2v2. But so far he's struggling down there. Yoshino, once again, just a very good game from him so far.
Yep. Unfortunately, no solo kill potential, I don't think, at this point. I think Akali pretty reliably just gets away.
Yep. That's why Akali was picked up by some of the weaker top laners as well, just to have a very safe champ. It's very weird to think about Akali as a safe champ, because usually we want to see the big Akali plays, the dives into the backline, the assassinations. But she also just has a super safe laning phase, so once again we get to see Hero just farm out this matchup. We'll have to see how the side lane works out later on.
Yeah, and QG gets a second dragon pretty much completely for free here. This bot lane priority and the hard win down there, despite the one kill, it's still a pretty hard win. Really snowballing here. Infernal and Mountain is a very nice pair of drakes.
And another Infernal will come up, so GAM really needs to contest this next
They're
one.
back to They're finally back.
Yep.
Rift Herald picked up in the trade, though. Could potentially see that drop top to give Yoshino a little bit of a gold injection.
Yep. I would like to see that. We often see GAM completely disregard their bot lane. That's why they played Hugh in the first phase. He's just there to wave clear on his mages. So once again, we see this trend continue in this game. They only play around top side. Yoshino and Kiaya are the most important players in this game. Levi just rotates between the two. And this game, though, it has not really worked out for them, because two very valuable drakes are now sitting on QG's pocket, you could say.
Yeah, very, very true. And we really need to see this Rift Herald dropped, like, pretty much now. In fact, I don't think there is time.
Well, it's already too late.
Yeah, this is not great. And with this bot lane, that's 4 turret plates taken and a 30 CS lead. This Sivir is huge.
Yeah, it's another big advantage for the enemy bot lane. Gamma struggled with that problem a lot. If you think back to Hugh's last game on the Karthus, he was falling. I think he got killed 4 times in lane or something like that. They still won the game because their top side was fed. But once again, the top side for GAM has to carry, and this game they're actually not that far ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think the difference, aside from that Karthus game, most of the time he didn't win lane, but he didn't get absolutely pumped. Like he was playing champions like Heimerdinger. You don't pump a Heimerdinger in lane, right? So definitely, I think with Zin now in the line, or Levi.
What?
Levi, this is real bad for you, man. He gets over the wall though. He's actually going to live somehow. Kaya flashing out as well. How has no one died?
Oh man, Levi's ult looked really ugly, but in the end, he gets out over the wall. He didn't even have to flash, interestingly. Uh, Kiaya, though, had to invest his flash to go over the wall afterwards. And we already see a big problem for GAM. They seem to be unable to win teamfights already, and that will not get any better looking at the champs.
Yeah, I mean, I think that wasn't the best situation to look at. Also, have a look at what
Yep,
the.
yep.
Yeah. Hello. What is this?
This is the Doinby special. Um, I saw a tweet yesterday about a build from Doinby that included, I think, Iceborne Gauntlet, Blade, and some other stuff from Corki. Yeah, this is the Doinby special now. I don't really understand why
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
what I was gonna
thing, but
say. Like, why? What does it do that the regular build doesn't do?
I mean, it gives you armor, right? So it's good into the
Yeah,
AD matchups. I guess it's strong for early skirmishing as well. He loses a lot
not
of
really.
damage.
Like early skirmishing and Corky are a little bit antonyms.
No, no, that's actually not true. I think Corki one and two one item power spike is super strong. He's known for his late game right now, but his one item power spike is still one of the strongest in the game because of its Trinity synergy. So I think his one item power spike is quite good. He's not great. He's not super great on two. He's very strong on three. So usually
Yeah.
one item is strong, 3 items is strong, and 2 items is a little bit of a weird phase for the Corki.
Yeah, but is it the same when that one item isn't a Trinity Force?
I mean, it still has a sheen effect, right? So
Does still have the
more
sheen. That's true.
resistance is most of the time more resistances are stronger in the mid game because resistances are
Yeah, I
strong
suppose.
early on. They get weaker later. So you get naturally more resistances. So I guess it's a good mid game build.
I guess, yeah. You're slowly bringing me around on it. I'm still not 100% convinced.
Oh
And
no,
this Rift Herald's not even going to get a charge off.
very
What a
sad,
waste.
Charlie. And
Yeah,
remember, they
poor,
traded this Rift
poor
Herald
Harold.
for a second Drake for the Mountain
Yeah,
Drake. And the Ritual didn't get anything for them. I guess 100 gold for Levi is everything that they got for this Ritual.
yeah, that's amazing, obviously.
And now the second Infernal is here.
And they
Can
need to
GAM
fight for this.
defend?
Can't give this over. Like, they are on the correct side of the map. Genza's up top, does have the TP to join, so it's not a big deal. Gum with current priority positioning here. Can they keep this up? And it looks like QG actually just wants to give it up and trade it for quite a lot of tower damage up
Okay.
in that top lane.
They made the call to trade immediate gold for scaling. It's a bit strange, I think, from QG side to not fight for this dragon.
It's also guaranteed, right? Like there was no risk. Genza was that was if you gave that up, it was always going to be just the tower for the Drake.
Yeah,
If you fought, you could have lost,
I
and then you
mean,
just don't get anything.
but you should be confident as QG and
Yeah,
a little bit of a gold lead with this team composition to win the dragon fight. Look at
I agree.
Hero is level 11, so level 12 now, but level 11 is the important point for the Akali. We have Genza on level 11, Jisoo as well. So they should win every team fight they enter 5v5 right now against GAM.
Yeah, I completely agree, but that's the only reason I can think of to back off there is just because it's a guaranteed play.
Yeah, and it seems like QG wants to prolong the game. It's an okay move to make with their team composition. They outscale heavily in the 5v5, and if Yoshino doesn't get ahead in the next few minutes, the Akali will probably be able to wave clear against him in the side lane as well. So I guess the call is okay. I don't really understand why you would go for gold though, because immediate gold most of the time favors the non-scaling team, because they want to use their immediate gold to get a big advantage. Immediate gold on the scaling team instead of another Infernal Drake. It's a little bit of a weird choice. I don't quite understand the priority.
Oh, Yoshino not doing well in this side lane as we expected. Got absolutely blasted by Hero there. I'm a little bit worried about Yoshino so far. Like, we hype him up so much, and I know both of us love him as a player, but I'm a little bit worried that maybe he hasn't been getting scrim time in that because the team is committed to using Zeros, and it's come as it wasn't a team decision not to use Zeros, it was Zeros being silly.
Yep.
So I hope Yoshino's not too rusty.
Yeah, and maybe that's why they put him on the Fiora as well. Fiora doesn't really want to do a whole lot with the team. He just wants to go in one side lane and run it down.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, the ult comes out. Hero taking so much damage. Flash is used on both sides and the Akali ult to get out of there.
Look
But
at how far he got
Yoshino,
with just a flash and his ult. That was insane.
Akali, man.
Yeah,
It's totally
Akali.
fair, right?
But finally we see
If you
Yoshino
can't keep up,
getting a little bit of a lead in the side lane. Should be able to convert this one into an outer turret. It's really hard to see GAM winning this game, I have to say, if QG plays this one out as they usually do, because their mid game usually is very good. Yoshino needs to get outplays on hero to win this game for GAM, I think. It's
I think that's how the only way they win this game is if Yoshino just absolutely crushes the solo lane.
Yep. And so far he has
And
not been able to. I mean, that was almost a solo kill, right?
yep, but
Without the
it wasn't.
flash from hero, he would have been able to kill him. A little bit more fortunate on the Q connect would have been a kill as well. But in fact it was not, and now, yeah, he needs probably 2-3 more items to threaten or to insta-kill the Akali in the side lane.
Yep, absolutely. We need to see more out of him. You don't have all the time in the world. It's going to get to a point where the 4v4 is so bad for Gum that it doesn't really matter how hard he's crushing the side lane. It'll still just be a loss. We need to see
Look at the
Yoshino still.
item difference on the ADCs. You
Yeah,
can't enter any teamfight right now for GAM. It's impossible to win. The enemy side has 2 IE AD carries, and one of those is already sitting on 65% crit chance.
yeah. This is a really, really atrocious performance out of Gum's bot lane. I mean, they were never going to win that matchup, but to be this far behind isn't good enough.
Yeah, and they deliberately picked the Rakan into Lux, and we always talk about how we both hate Rakan into Lux as a
He
matchup.
just stops it.
Yeah,
To do, yeah.
Rakan can't really do anything in lane. I mean, late game is still fine for him, but as we saw in this game, the lane advantage always goes over to the Lux.
Yep, Seal throws himself forward there just to steal away that blast cone, make sure there's no playmaking potential. And this is another Infernal Drake, the third of the game. They really are back from TFT. And Gum wants to fight for it. Genza actually caught out pretty badly there. Has to go into that stasis. The Lux ult's used doesn't really do that much. And in the front line, Yoshino will pick up one. Kiaya gets one as well. Hero over the wall, should be able to get chased down regardless. Yep, the slows are landing. Might have been smart to try and turn something onto Levi. I don't think you ever escape here as Hero. As Slay is coming in, to potentially lock him up. Yoshino's here as well. Hopefully they give the
Slay
kill
read
over
him
to
like a book.
Fiora. Yep.
And GAM actually win the team fight. I am not sure how they did it. I guess Jisoo heavily mispositioned. We have to see the team fight again. I did not really keep track of Jisoo there. I don't even know where he was at the beginning of the fight.
Nothing in that fight.
But another 3 kills over to GAM and the second Infernal break.
Yep. I mean, the door is opening back up.
Yep.
In
Especially
what
now
should
with
have
2
been
kills on Yoshino as well. That's
Yeah,
dangerous.
exactly. He's got his Hex Drinker now as well. I think the side lane is just a complete done deal now. Hero can't do anything.
I'm not sure if he can kill Hero on the turret yet. He probably needs one more item, maybe the completed Maw or another lifesteal item for himself. But it's getting close, and Hero definitely can't evenly farm against him anymore. That's not really an option.
No, it's not. So, I mean, at the moment, they are kind of just putting Genza up against him, which is bold, I think. It's not really what you want long term. You definitely want your Akali to get to a point where he can face against the Fiora.
Yep. With the Iceborne Gauntlet, maybe Genza can clear the waves.
Yeah, he can. I think so.
It's still a little dangerous. Once Yoshino has his flash, I think he can go for an outplay, but Genza is even up on level, so right now Yoshino is probably not looking for solo kill.
Yeah, I mean, I think Fiora will struggle to get on top of a Corki just because he just Valkyries. And then how do you keep chasing? Yes, with Flash, but not too sure. Levi taking a fair bit of damage from the tower there, and Corki coming in to provide just a little bit of a tickle as well. They could be a little bit caught here. Hero is in the middle of the enemy team here, has to use his ult to get away, but the Sejuani ult will land as well. But the damage turned back onto Levi. Really good Cataclysm by Seal, locked up the entire team. And in the end, it's a 1-0 in favor of QG, and this is a 600 gold game at 26 minutes.
Yep. And QG finally wins a team fight. We talked about QG being the favorites in team fights all the time, but prior to this kill, they had not even secured a single kill. So first kill of the game finally going over to QG. And if you just look at the scoreboard, you think to yourself, yeah, okay, it's another GAM stomp. They won the early game, they'll win this game. But it's a very close game. We are back to even goals.
Yep, dead even.
This might continue for 10, 15 more minutes, because I can't imagine GAM wants to force more fights. It's getting more and more difficult for them to win, and they need the IE on Xin to even have the DPS to contend. Look at this one again.
This was such an interesting fight.
Yep. Look at Levi. Levi gets not caught by the light binding. Hero actually engages on Levi there, and Hero buys enough time. Levi saw the kill on Hero and overestimated the damage or the burst potential this team had. So a little bit of a misplay from Levi, and
Genza's in a lot of trouble here. Yoshino throws himself forward. Bang, cleaned up.
I think your analysis did not hold true.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's not bring that back up.
Oh, wow. You just murdered him instantly.
Yep, I was completely wrong. That was an absolute destruction. I mean, that's what happens. You ride a dog into a fight against someone with a sword.
It's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I feel like I'd back the person with a sword. And this is Baron being called instantly by GAM. They're taking
this Baron
that
is
4v5.
not to pick up the Baron buff, though. This is just to give Yoshino more time in the side lane and to turn potentially on kills. Yep. Now the Baron is actually free.
Yep, now you actually take the Baron. And Yoshino's gotten an inhib turret. He is going to back off now because there's 2 potential people coming for him. But this is going to be a pretty free Baron as well as the inhib turret. This is GAM very quickly becoming a real threat into this game.
Oh no.
QG wants to fight though. They have the package. They use it, does a fair bit of damage. He goes a little bit too far there. Sivir is killed. Zodiac will go down as well. Baron secured. No one from GAM has died. I tell a lie. Slay has gone down, but it's
Yeah,
just a
Slay
support.
just suicide missioned his way over to the Corki to prevent him from re-entering the pit. But what a turn of events for GAM in the last few minutes. They are so decisive around these mid-game calls, and they seem to always get the side lane advantages. We thought about Yoshino has to solo kill the side lane for GAM to be able to win this game, and guess what happened? He
He
solo killed
solo
the
killed the
side
side
lane.
lane. Exactly. I mean, at this point, if Zeros, mate, if you're going to be a silly boy in solo queue, this is your replacement, right?
Yeah, I don't really
Get
see a
your head,
difference.
get
I
your
mean,
head on straight.
I think Yoshino so far this season has been better than Zeros, but
I
to be fair
agree.
to Zeros, he has only played 2 series.
Yeah.
But Yoshino seems to be a little bit more mature in his gameplay. Doesn't
Yeah, he does
overextend as
everything.
much. Maybe not quite as aggressive as Zeros is, but he still gets the solo kills, so I guess you still get the same benefits without the same costs. Look at Yoshino in this fight.
Just
Wow.
cutting.
That's team fighting Fiora. That's not something you get to see too often. And look at his items. Full. Oh no, he goes GA now. Don't go GA now. Bloodthirster, please. I want to see full bloodthirsty Irelia, not Irelia, Fiora play.
Yeah, and I mean, I say this quite often. Like, I don't know how much GA does in what he needs to do. He's likely going to be in the side lane. If he gets knocked into the GA, it's going to be a very easy decision by Hero. Can I kill him when he gets back up? If yes, I'll stay. If no, I have the entire revive timer to just walk away.
Yeah, I don't really
So,
see the value of GA either. I mean, it's better for team fighting, right? So they might want to transition into team fights to close out this game. I don't really think they have to, especially with how well the side lane matchup has gone for Yoshino so far. And look at him, he's already at the inhibitor once again. Hero and Genza want to engage on him.
yeah, but he's just in the middle of the two of them. We really wish it was on the main screen here because it's much more interesting than a jungler being caught
What?
1v4. He actually gets the 1v2 kill. He's going to be able to get both of them as well. We'll have a dash forward any moment, never mind the flash. But he gets Zodiac
My
instead.
God.
Oh my god, he's just cutting them down. Yoshino, I love you.
Yoshino's a god. What?
The man is a god. How is he not their starting top laner?
Whoa. That was another highlight play. 1v2, the second 1v2 of the game for him, and if it was a pure 1v2, he would have killed both of them. It turned into 1v4, and even then he killed another guy. What a performance. What an insane performance from the substitute top laner for GAM.
Absolutely absurd. I really want to see a replay of that, not with the camera in camera, because wow, that was
Exactly
so well
that.
played. He could have gotten the third as well. If Hero hadn't had flash, he would have gotten 3.
Yeah. And yeah, we need to see the replay with the camera focused on the bot side. I mean, we should be able to get this. Yeah, let's look at this again. A hero doesn't even want to engage into a fight, and rightfully so, as we can clearly see here. Inhibitor is already down, so his first objective is to kill Genza, I guess, because hero is too slippery.
He's so
Hero
low.
actually messed
Old.
up a lot there, because yeah, that was not a great play from hero. And now look at the
No, it
burst on
wasn't.
Zodiac. Ow.
Goodbye, mate. Well, he does a fair bit of damage there to Jisoo as well.
Yeah, I think one
Like,
more
he had
turn,
no
the
chance.
Q proc could have been enough to kill the ADC as well there. But he had enough
Yeah,
crit
a little bit
chance to
more.
crit him down.
Absolutely. Levi gets a little bit caught out here. Does have a redemption coming down, so he should be pretty safe. The big tanky Sejuani fighting a little bit of a wet noodle Jarvan, but it's erupting into a proper team fight here as Hero throws himself forward. doesn't really get a huge amount done. Kiaya going for the absolute hero play. Doesn't quite work out. That is one kill picked up for QG, but Yoshino is still alive.
Yeah, and that was totally unnecessary for GAM. Why did they go there? Do you have top lane as your only real objective right now? All the other objectives are already gone, so just go for top lane. I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but it's actually an important cooldown now missing on the side of Kiaya. It's the GA.
Yeah, that's a very big deal.
Oh no.
This is potentially a bit of a catch, but Yoshino is here. Yoshino is level 18. This is a terrifying Fiora.
Yeah, it really is. I'm keen to see what he wants to go for as a last item. If it's the old Fiora build, that would be more of the full lifesteal, full-on Bloodthirster last item, or if he wants to go for a little bit more of the brawly teamfighting focused approach with the death stance.
I'd like to see the Bloodthirster, because I think hard committing to side laning is actually the right thing to do.
I'm not sure if it's the right call to do anymore in this game, because there's only one lane alive.
True, yeah.
So, not sure how far sidling can get him. Another 1v2 down on the bot side. Gosh, no. My god.
Oh, he's going for it as well. He goes back forward. He has to pop the ult, and he does. He'll get a few healing ticks.
Oh no.
Oh my god, he's going to try. He's got GA. This is going to be super close. If he can get up and crit, no, never mind. He can't go for it. Is eventually claimed. Oh my god.
I mean, he still gave his team enough time to get the Baron, so even just one kill was enough there. I mean, even one kill was more than enough, because he got a 1-for-1 trade, even though he fought against 4 members on the other side. Exactly. This game is incredibly hard to play for QG, because they just can't deal with Yoshino. They don't know what to do against him. They can't send 2 members even to defend versus him. It's 3 members almost all the time, so how can you allocate your resources if you need 3 players to just deal with 1 Fiora? It's almost impossible.
And 2 of those 3 pretty much have to be your massive late game carries. It has to be Jisoo and Genza.
Yeah, you need the damage to take the Fiora down.
Yeah, exactly.
He's sitting on 2,000 gold, I think, so it's still off by 500 for this next big item. Completely useless TP down in the bot lane. What was that, Yoshino? Why did you do that?
He wanted to get there a little bit faster. He's just TPing back to lane.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Don't worry, I agree, it was completely useless. But now the bottom in him has respawned, so he's got his eyes set on that. This the 4-man of GAM essentially just needs to play distraction.
Yeah,
just move in.
Zin has hit 4 crit items, so even he is hitting hard now. It's even the 4v4 is not too easy anymore for QG against this very strong front line with a Rakan to delay the fight and then Xayah to just hit with 100% crit.
Absolutely. Good to see that he has gone for the 100% crit. Something we do sometimes criticize VCS ADCs for is not doing that. Yoshino goes down without a trade there. That's actually really bad. And then we see instantly the team fight is called and Seal throws himself in, does go down. Kiaya might have the potential to pop off here, but not quite.
Okay. Yoshino this time overextends. And GAM just wins the 4v5 for I don't know what reason. That's a very weird turn of events, but GAM will not be able to secure the inhibitor. They don't have the minion wave to safely poke at the inhibitor, so in the end Baron will not really net them anything. And even though the gold lead is still sitting at 7k, QG is at 65k gold, so all the carries have hit their important spikes. 75% crit for their mid laner, 100% crit for the bot lane. This game might turn around again.
Yeah, it's possible. Like we have to go back now to talking about how hard QG does scale here. Corki and Siva are both pretty ridiculous at this stage in the game. And with Jisoo picking up the Mortal Reminder, this is actually pretty dangerous here for Yoshino because he's not hard winning anymore.
Yeah, there was a big problem this time. QG approached the fight against Yoshino very differently. The last few times, Yoshino just turned to the first member that was approaching him that was not hero and instantly ulted him and went hard on him to get the ult healing. This time, they bought enough time with hero, so he committed the ult on hero, and hero just went into a shroud and said, okay, you have ulted me, your ult is useless now, try to fight without your ult, and that worked very well for the side of QG this time.
Absolutely. So, how does GAM continue going in this game? I mean, I don't think they have too much of a choice here to except just run the same strategy, I should say. They just have to keep playing off this side lane.
And we have hit 40 minutes. The game is still not over.
Yep,
Wow.
that's
It's really hard to
pretty
see.
ridiculous.
I have no idea who wins this game. Just looking at the scaling, I think it's probably QG. But so far, GAM has looked more decisive on the Colts, and Yoshino has looked like a god on the side lane. So it's really hard to call.
Absolutely, it's difficult, and it's absolutely on a razor's edge. If QG makes any mistakes, the game just ends. That's the big thing.
I mean,
It's just
GAM probably
absolutely
has 2 mistakes until the game ends against in the favor of QG, so they get one free team fight. And even then, if it's a 5-0 ace or a 5-1 ace or something like that, QG might be able to just run it down mid and push down all the turrets. Maybe not end immediately, but get 2 or 3 inhibitors.
Yep.
So it might be
Yeah,
one more team fight in 2-3 minutes. Baron will spawn. Oh, Elder is actually a really, really big point for GAM.
Yeah,
They have
absolutely.
complete control over the area, so Elder might be another avenue to victory for GAM in this particular game.
Yeah, it is. I think we do need to see GAM just slow down their play just for a moment. Now that Elder is spawned, Seal is actually moving up here. This is really good out of QG. They recognize how big a deal the Elder is, so they go for the push here. Kiaya throws himself in, has taken so much damage though. Slay's locked in the rage cage, but Yoshino on the front line, linking up with Zin. They're doing so much here. This could be it. Can Genza get away? It's a big deal if he does. Hero does escape up that
Oh,
mid
I
lane as well.
really
They
like
know
this
where
play
he
from
is.
Hero. Super good awareness
Yep,
from Hero. Cutting
clear
the
the
minion
minion.
wave. That will thwart the ending attempt from GAM. And now they need to go
Absolutely.
back to the Elder Dragon. But in the meantime, Yoshino has already entered the enemy base and secured
Just
another
take it
inhibitor.
easy.
This is pure chaos in the late game, and it's still not over.
Absolutely not. I mean, they QG was at a worse position than this just about 5 or so minutes ago. They had 2 inhibs down. Now they've only got 1 down. But Gum does have the Elder Drake. I feel like nobody can touch Yoshino now.
No.
No.
Maybe with Sivir and Hero if they bait out the old ones again. They tried to make
What
the
do
play
you
on Yoshino right now, but he's too fast. That would have been crucial. Now they gave up a lot of map positioning. This will be a free Baron once again for GAM. The third Baron combined with
What's
Elder,
the
2
QSS?
big buffs. I would like to see Slay already pushing down the minions in the top lane, but he's not aware of that particular play, sadly.
Sadly not. An interesting question here is the last item picked up for Yoshino was the Scimitar. What
Yeah,
for?
that's a good question. What
I
for,
I
actually?
don't I don't really see any super crucial CC that needs to be removed.
Maybe it's just for the MR. It's the only MR lifesteal item, right?
Yeah, maybe that'd be crazy if it was, but
Let's look at this again.
doesn't make
I
sense.
thought it was a very ill-advised engage here from GAM, but they got on top of Zodiac and the other bottom laner in Jisoo and shut him down immediately. Very aggressive team fighting from Xin as well. Did not try to backline on his Zarya. He went in with his assassins, and together they cut down the enemy bot lane. So very aggressive team fighting from a Zarya. Usually we see her sitting behind her Sejuani and just hitting whatever target gets close enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's Yoshino picking up another inhibitor. Only one turret now stands between him and the Nexus. They need to they really, really need to make this timing a little bit better. When QG flexes to go and push Yoshino back, it needs to be GAM flying forward and picking up this tower.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that was so long range. Then Zodiac does get bound up. Seal throws himself in, doing well. Xin goes into the ult, though, avoids a lot of damage. Yoshino's in the middle of the enemy team, doing so much damage. He hasn't quite secured a kill there. I tell a lie. This is going to be it. GAM is going to pick up game one here as this messy, crazy game wraps itself up. Yoshino picks up another kill. Can he get another one? No, I don't think he'll go onto the Summoner's platform. Genzo is the only one left alive, and the Nexus is exploding.
The Nexus explodes with his health bar still standing. Very interesting interaction. But once again, we see GAM trying to close out the game a little bit more aggressively than other teams would probably go around. How you close out this game, you have an insurmountable advantage in the side lane. There's no one that can defend Yoshino, and I think the easier approach would have been slowly push in the top wave, try to get the inhibitor with your Baron buff. It was still on 2 minutes. Instead, they went for the dive. Very aggressive call. It paid off. And GAM, I think, really won through insane side laning from Yoshino and very decisive teamfight calls on a comp that was definitely inferior when it came to 5v5.
Oh, absolutely. Especially 5v5 that late into the game. That was an absolute marathon of a game. Hopefully we don't see anything quite so long going into game 2 and possibly game 3. Not because they're not fun, but because of my poor sleep schedule. I have things to do tomorrow. Come on, GAM. Don't screw me over here.
I mean, I personally would like to see 3 games of that caliber.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with 3, but maybe not 3 games that all go to 50 minutes.
Yeah, fair enough. Now GAM definitely has the advantage in the second game. I think QG fought very well against GAM. It looked like they would be able to pick up the win, especially with their teamfight advantage when it came to pure 5v5. But once again, GAM shows their solo laners are just a little bit better than anyone else in the VCS.
Yeah.
Even their substitute top laner can still style on hero.
Yeah, exactly. It is absolutely bananas that the man that just did what Yoshino did is the sub. Not even the starting top laner.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I mean, even if he gets to be the starting top laner, then you have Zeros sitting on the bench. It's just ridiculous to think about. Probably the best 2 top laners in the league are on the same team.
I mean, best 3, right?
Yeah.
Kiai is in the team as well. It's absolutely insane.
But I really like to see Yoshino come back after 1 week where he had to sit out, where Zeros was the starter after his super great first 3 weeks. He comes in and just completely outperforms everyone. I think MVP discussion is for game 1 is not the hardest one we ever had.
Yeah, no, I think this is a pretty easy discussion for MVP here.
Yeah, Yoshino locking down his 4th MVP on our stream. I'm not sure where he's sitting at on the official broadcast, but yeah, now on 2nd place here, tied with the likes of Slater. Who else has 4 MVPs? Oh, it's only Slater. So sitting at 2nd place with Slater behind Zorn, Yijin, Hero, and Artifact.
Yep. So we have to see if game 2 is going to be quite the cracker that was. Just about 5.5 minutes.
And now, sorry for the short delay. Everyday has joined us again as well. Welcome back,
Yep,
Everyday.
sorry about that, everyone. Yep, sorry about that. Had a bit of an issue with a microwave, but doesn't matter. It's all sorted, and we are going into this second Champions League tier. I was sitting there waiting for a moment, just listening. I agree with you. I think with Hugh, I think the style actually worked quite well for Gum. Where I'm not fully convinced of Zin yet. It sounds so weird to say they should go from they should potentially drop the guy that actually plays ADCs to bring the mage player back in. But I mean, it looked pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a fan of mage bots, so maybe I'm a little bit biased towards you. But I think he had 2 or 3 not so great games, and all the other games he looked quite good, especially on his Lux. I think he was outstanding. He got 2 MVPs. I'm not too
Yeah,
sure if I liked Zin yet. His last game did really not convince me. His laning phase didn't look great. But now with Slay on Lux, he can probably do whatever he wants, because Slay is the best Lux in the VCS. And he'll
yep,
absolutely
that's
murder
not
the
even.
lane anyway, so
Yep, and that's not a particularly close statistic. Slay is absolutely ridiculous on this champion, and it does look like we may well get a Renekton being locked in. And to all of you who maybe haven't seen much Gum previously, that's probably not top lane.
yeah.
That's probably me.
Yoshino has in fact not played Renekton all season, if my stats are correct here. It's always on Kia in Kia Sense, and will we see another Levi Karthus? I would absolutely love to. Yes, it's locked in. Levi's Karthus was insane against Seal in the very first week.
Yep.
They lost the game, but he got a 3 level lead. I think 80 CS lead was it? Maybe even 100. It
Something like
was
that. It was absurd.
it was a really crazy game from Levi. His pathing was next level. He's by far the best Karthus jungle in the VCS, in my opinion, even though he has only played it once. But that one game has already made me a big fan. And overall, I think Levi on AP junglers has looked very, very strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Levi on the farming junglers tends to be pretty ridiculous. And especially going up against that Sejuani as well. Like, this is pretty free.
Yeah, and usually you want to pair your Karthus with priority lanes, so Renekton might this time go in the hands of Yoshino just to have better priority in the top lane. Irelia, once again, is not banned out, so if QTV doesn't want to go for Irelia, we might see another Irelia for Yoshino as well.
Yeah, that's very possible here. That they do pick that up for him, despite his ridiculous performance on Fiora last game. His Irelia is even better.
Do you know what's
So
still open
that's
this time? Yeah, that's that as well. That is hype, but Kiana is open. And Genzer has played a lot of Kiana already. He's one of the biggest Kiana players here in the VCS. We might see Kiana locked in, but I would not like to see Kiana into Renekton, so maybe that's why they don't want to go for the Kiana right now.
Yeah, I think overall, I'm not sure how well Kiana really fits this team comp, as hype as it would be.
I even think Kiana doesn't really fit the team as a whole. I think actually. Oh no, please not. Oh my, get me out. Oh my god. Why? Oh Gum. Usually I love your drafts, but what is that? Why is there Vladimir in my bot lane?
I mean, do you think that's going bot? Yeah, I guess so.
Where
If that
else
Camille's
is
being
it supposed to go?
top,
I
top,
mean, usually
but
you think
not with
it's
Camille.
top, but not with Gum, right? Their solo laners don't
I
play
mean,
AP champs.
well, yeah, I know, but that would have been scary. This is bad. I don't think this is a particularly good draft here by Gum.
It looks very cool. The champs all
Yeah,
look very cool, so I guess. I really don't understand why you would pick Karthus and Vladimir in one team composition. That's a little bit weird. But I guess with 2 AD solo laners, it's not quite as bad, because you at least still get the AD, AP, AD damage profile on the top lane. I really
yeah,
don't
that's true.
understand why you would sub in Zin and then put him on a mage.
Yeah,
Wasn't
exactly.
that
Like if you're
Hugh's
gonna play
job?
this team comp, just bring in Hugh, right? Hugh even draws bans, so you might have been able to get better solo lanes. So
Yeah, not too sure about this particular pick. I still like GAM's comp overall. I think the Carthers. I really like Carthers into Sejuani overall, and with two AD solo laners with a lot of lane priority, should be very free to do whatever he wants, at least on the top side of the map.
yeah, but surely Vladimir is going to get absolutely pumped by Lucian Yumi.
Yeah, that sounds scary, especially if you look at the last game. Jisoo and Zodiac already outlaned Slay and Xin quite heavily.
Yeah,
Now they have
very,
Lucian
very.
Yumi, one of the strongest 2v2 lanes there is at the moment. Against Vladimir Lux, I mean, what's that? Vladimir Lux doesn't really do a whole
Yeah,
lot.
Vladimir Lux. Don't know. I mean, it's Slay's luck, so hopefully he roams a lot.
Yeah,
But
maybe snipes the mid lane a little bit.
yeah, maybe. But I feel like Xin is just going to be thrown to the wolves.
What's this supposed to mean?
If this is saying that Ocean Drake spawns the most,
No, I think
that is
this is QG's dragon statistic.
right.
So they are the first when it comes to ocean drakes. Wow, what an absolutely useless statistic.
That is so useless.
Wow, this is just. I mean, you could look at their overall dragon stacks as stats, and they are probably a very dragon focused team because they like to play around the bot lane and they like to play a very team fight focused, very team oriented style with a lot of dragon focus. So if you would have just said they are the highest when it comes to overall dragons, I like that stat. But why are we looking at particular dragons?
That is so useless.
I mean, thank you,
VCS
VCS.
production.
Thank you. Yeah. Great stat.
Yeah. I'd almost be more interested in which of the VCS players has the best Scion Speedway time.
You have been watching a little bit of LCS.
Look, I always watch a bit of LCS. It's better
Why
time
would you
for
do
me.
that to yourself?
Because when you watch the high level players of the VCS, you need to calm down with a bit more casual LCS.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Plus, I like the personalities in NA. Obviously, the teams are rubbish at the moment, bar Liquid, but I do like the personality.
Yeah. I mean, let's not talk about NA too much because I really don't understand what's going on in NA whenever I watch.
We're watching a much
not.
better region at the moment.
Definitely a much closer region, much more interesting region to watch because NA is just about Liquid all the time. And here we have an insanely close playoff race. We have no idea which team is the best right now. I would probably say GAM still, but Flash just won against GAM last week, so maybe they can contest for the best team as well. It's definitely not Loki, that's for sure.
No, it's definitely not Loki. Loki has looked really, really bad. And Yoshino hits that level 2 first, does well, wins a nice little trade there.
I was not aware the hookshot worked that way. Interesting. It just straight up went through Hero.
Yeah. It doesn't.
It does not
the
stop.
initial E. No, the initial E can't be blocked. It goes because it doesn't do damage or anything.
Huh. I guess my Camille knowledge is not the greatest. I'm sorry. Looked very weird to me.
I don't blame you. One thing I will say about this Camille is no fleet footwork.
Yeah, that's great to see. And another Conqueror Aatrox on Hero side. Please stop. Conqueror Aatrox is useless. Stop picking that rune for Aatrox.
Just go electric.
And the weird thing is, Hero most of the time doesn't go Conqueror on Aatrox.
Yep.
Like, why does he go for the Conqueror this game? It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense against the Camille either, does it?
The only reason I can think of it being particularly good against Camille is when she ults you, you have to fight her in the cage. So
Yoshino. Oh my, nice one. Oh, that looked very silly. Yoshi completely messed that interaction up.
Yeah, that didn't look great there. Thankfully, it didn't matter whatsoever. Look at Levi.
Yeah, I'm not sure
He's
what
just
Yulwei
waiting
is
for
doing
the
there.
enemy jungler.
Yeah, yeah. He wants to kill Seal on the... Wait,
Yeah.
what is
No,
going on
they're
here?
going for the dive on Genza. They get the stun. They're going to get the kill. Karthus first blood under mid tower. Kiai is absolutely screwed.
Oh,
But
whoa, is he?
wait, whoa. He might actually not be if he can get a Q off. I don't think so. Yeah, he's dead, but it's Seal that gets the kill. What just happened?
That was crazy. That was scum. That was really... No team will do that ever. Maybe G2 might look for something like that, but that's a gun play, because
Yeah,
who else dives with the level 4 Karthus? That's unheard of.
absolutely ridiculous. Hero getting bopped a bit again there. The knife legs coming in clutch. Yoshino absolutely controlling this lane.
And look at how Conqueror saved him on the trade.
Mm.
I I just hate Conqueror on Aatrox. I think it's so much
Oh
worse
yeah,
than Electrocute. Whatever, we have to
yeah, I
live
agree.
with it.
Electrocute much better. Yeah, I don't know. People really like going the yellow runes. They just sometimes forget that the red ones are pretty good.
Yeah, or even the green ones, like
Yeah.
Grasp, for example. I mean,
Grasp is great.
I could even imagine an Aftershock Aatrox, to be honest. Just get me out
Yeah,
of crazy Conqueror Aatrox land.
yeah. I mean, I'm down with you on that. If you do find a way out, please share. I'm pretty sick of that as well. But looking at the rest of the map, top bot lane has not gone as badly as we expected. It's actually only 7 CS at the moment.
I mean,
Though that is
Ziso and
keeping in mind
Zodiac
that
teleported out of lane for
yeah,
literally a minute, so
true.
it's not looking great for Zin and Slay, because they didn't even come out with an CS advantage or a plating after Jisoo and Zodiac chased the enemy mid laner forever. To be fair to them, Vladimir in the early game is not really a champion, so at
No,
least
he's basically a glorified minion.
yeah, they've not lost the turret plating and he has not died, so I guess that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, I still don't understand the pick at all. You didn't need a Vladimir in this comp.
You
It's not like
really
you were
didn't
begging
need
for
another
any
AP
damage.
threat. That's
Yeah, like
you had
you had Karthus.
Karthus. Yeah, it's really weird why they went for the Vladimir again. I think they could have gone Kaiser this game.
Yeah,
Would Sivir would have been a very good pick. Was Sivir banned out? I don't think so,
I don't
right?
think. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I would have liked the Sivir just to handshake lane against the Yumi Lucian, completely negate the bot lane advantage for the enemy team. And your Karthus is
Yep.
dealing enough magic damage anyway. You don't want to give the enemies incentive to pick up magic resist with the Karthus. So pick as little magic damage as possible when you go for the Karthus jungle. That's definitely not what they did. They have 3 AP champs now.
Yeah, totally. And it's going to be super difficult to see how the team fights really go. I feel like this is going to be GAM having to play around split push a little bit again. And I mean, it worked last game, so
Yeah, thinking about the team fights, I think mid-game team fights are actually definitely a possibility for GAM here. Maybe full late game they lack the ADC. They still have a lot of damage and a lot of DPS
they
as
lack
well.
range.
Yeah, they
The
lack
lack
a
of
lot of
range.
range, yeah. Yeah, Hero, what are you doing? Hero? What?
He popped ult to clear the wave, and goodbye.
What? What did I just watch? Did we exchange
Get
Hero
me
and
out.
Rika today? Like, that was pure int. What was that? What?
That was awful. Like, did he not know Kiaya was on the roam?
I mean, Karthus ult is definitely available. He would have died even
Yeah.
to Karthus and Yoshino. What? Okay. Welcome back,
Hero has
Hero.
had enough. Yep. That was a terrible play.
At least QG gets another Infernal Drake, so their Dragon statistic is going up again. Very good Dragon team.
Yeah.
Once again, playing around the bot side of the map. Kiaya roamed up top, so yeah, they profited with an early Infernal Drake once again.
Yeah,
Next
unfortunately for
Dragon,
them, their Ocean Drake stat not being affected by that one.
yeah, very unfortunate.
Keep that in mind. It's really just unfortunate.
And look at
Oh,
Levi's
man.
farm. Levi once again, hey, and he goes for the classic Karthus thing here, already kiting towards the next minion because he doesn't want to lose any time. Some Karthuses even
Absolutely.
start up the next minion already.
Ooh, a little bit of a move forward there by Genzo. Does end up getting the flash out of Kiaya.
What's going on? Every day, save me, please.
I
What's
can't
happening in this
save you.
game?
You brought me into this league. You can't abandon me. This is a little bit of a fiesta already, but it is a 1k gold lead in this mess, in the muck for GAM. They play well in the chaos, right? That's
Yeah, they
maybe
are
this is
the
all part of
chaos
their
team. Look at the bot lane. Bot lane is no fun for GAM. Once again, it's always the same. Slay has to be so angry with his top side because every game he gets to sit under turret. He's still a great
Yeah,
support player, so I
he is.
guess
He's fantastic.
he,
But
he can be happy with the results so far, but it's probably not the greatest fun to play in GAM as a bot laner.
no, it really probably isn't. And Yoshino and Hero here having a little bit of a brawl. Hero at the moment looking like he'll come out on top. And that may change, though. Yoshino going really low. Yoshino's almost certainly going to die.
What?
Oh, he goes back in. Does he have the passive? He
Oh yeah,
does.
he
And
does.
Kiaya came in and got the kill. That was so bold. And once again, a
And poor
play has been
Kiaya.
made. Kiaya
Oh
gets
my
cleaned
god,
up.
poor Kiaya has to die for his top
Uh,
laner sins once again.
yeah, at least he got the kill. So he'll be
Yeah.
at least a little bit happy.
And they got another bot lane TP. I'm really not sure why Jisoo and Zodiac want to participate in every single fight around the map. They give up a lot of they give a very good reset timing now to Xin and Slay, who can just freely go back to lane. They needed this reset really badly, and they're only behind 10 CS, so not sure if QG should try to play through their solo lanes when they have. Ooh, that was a
So
lot of
much
damage.
there. Oof. This should be a Rift Herald picked up here for GAM, equalizing that early Drake. Hopefully this gets used before the 14-minute mark, which we didn't see
And
last game,
GAM
unfortunately.
has a really scary Karthus, but let's look at this one again. Yoshino, this time, way too long a fight against Zero. He's actually very good at dodging the Q sweet spots. As you look at this, first one dodged, next one dodged, and third will not hit either, I think. Re-engage.
I'm watching the Carpus ult timer. I want to see if it came up. It didn't.
No, it did not. But now it's available, and look
Oh,
at his
he's getting
items.
dove.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
dead.
Bye,
He's very
Hero.
dead.
Bye. There's nothing that could be done there.
And this turret is dead as well, by the way, because you have the true
Oh,
damage from
absolutely.
Camille, and that should be a very easy first turret.
Yep.
You
And
know
Zin
you're in some
taking a lot
trouble
of damage.
in a lane from Vladimir when you have to use ult to wave clear. But at least they don't lose the turret, right? So I guess
Yeah.
everything goes
What
as
else?
planned for GAM.
I mean, what else is he going to use ult for, right? Like,
Yep.
I don't think this is a good TP, Hero.
In fact, it's very bad TP.
Horrible TP. There's a Carpus ult. He's just dead.
Hero has completely lost his mind the last 2 games. We were so impressed by Hero the last few weeks.
Yeah, and he's just full inting here. Genza will get that 800 gold shutdown.
Yoshino, you need to
Yoshino,
be very
I don't
careful.
want that. You don't want this, man. Genza will probably win that with you on this low health.
And once again, the bot lane has TP to the top lane, so now we have a level 8 Vladimir approaching the fight. Look at the damage.
Oh, watch out for this crazy level 8 Vladimir. Oh my god, he's doing so much damage. Genza, what are you going to do? The Vladimir's queuing you. He's actually dead, though, but it's not because of Vladimir. Oh my god, what is happening?
Yeah, Xin wanted to leave the lane really badly. He's sick of the continuous poke out of both the champs in the bottom lane. So he wanted to join the fun in the top lane, and I guess he got an assist, right? Just gave up 30 CS, but what does it matter? It's bot lane for GAM. Bot lane for GAM is what? Yeah, they don't really do anything special.
I'm pretty sure that every game, the GAM coaches walk to each player's monitor, except the 2 bot laners, and just put a little bit of masking tape just over that one bit of the mini map. Just say, "There's no bot lane." Don't. It's like, when
I would really like to see jungle proximity stats for Levi and bot lane. It has to be something like 5% or something.
It's like in The Lion King when Mufasa and Simba are looking out over it. It's like, but what's that dark place? That's bot lane, Levi. We don't go there.
Exactly. It's very fun to watch GAM games because it's so easy to the game plan is so obvious and it's not hard to read. Yeah, very transparent.
But you can't do anything about it because they're so good.
Yeah, the solo lanes are just better than you. So what can you do? It's like, okay, don't in solo lanes. That's a good plan, but how do you actually do that?
Absolutely. Speaking of Levi, though, look at his CS.
Yep, almost double.
He's 140
and look
CS.
Look at his items as well. He has 2 completed items.
This is absurd.
Yeah, the next team fight will hurt. He's level 11 as well, so 400 base damage on his ult. Will hit around 500, I think, with his AP numbers right now. And he has double penetration, so that's almost true damage, especially on Zodiac and Jitsu. 500 damage from Karthus ult on everyone. I think GAM can just freely look for a fight.
Oh my god. Yoshino is hard winning the trades down here. Hextech an ultimatum, and by the way, I've got a Karthus.
Oh no, he flashed. Oh my. Hero.
He flashed the Karthus ult, boys.
Are we sure this is Hero? Are we sure? I think it's Neven. It has to be Neven.
Yeah, has Neven done like a full invasion of the body snatchers and taken over Hero?
What is going on? He just flashed away from a Karthus ult. Are you serious?
He can't flash that. Oh, this is actually just ridiculous out of Hero. This is the brain machine is on fire. It can't handle what's happening, and Slay's just dead.
I guess that happened. Slay wants to have a little bit of fun as well. Maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what happened there. Levi could be in a little bit of trouble there, but the Wall of Pain, living up to its name there, making the
very
dive
aptly named indeed, yeah.
It's one of my favorite ability names in the game.
I think all his abilities have very great names. Oh, by the way, the hero stat again. Not sure where that happened.
What? Hero, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, this is the level 1 Aatrox in your TFT comp. You have 6 sorcerers. You want your Aatrox to carry you, and then there are assassins on the other side. Sad times.
Oh my god. Okay, Slay just got completely destroyed. Are we gonna get another replay of what happened to the Aatrox? Oh no. Jisoo is dead. This is going to be the 2-for-1 free kitten bucket from KFC. New from KFC. It's only $2.
What a great flash from Xin there. Oh. What is going on? This is such a troll game.
Oh my god. This is just like watching solo queue or something.
Did you see the flash from Xin?
Yeah. It was awful.
He got the kill. No, the Renekton got the kill, but... Yeah, his flash was really crucial in securing the kill on the very tanky and very sturdy Yuumi. What is going on?
As you know, Yuumi is one of the hardest champions in the game to kill. Yoshino just dives into... Did you see the damage the Karthus ult did?
Yeah, this Karthus is level 12, by the way, while the enemy Sejuani is level 9. So he once again achieved his 3-level lead over Seal. Wow.
He's out farming the Corki.
Yeah, Levi's Karthus is insane. So they tried to go on Slay and got the kill. So Xin just re-engaged and Xin almost died. But look at the damage from Kiaya. Solo laners have to come for the rescue. And look at this flash. This is peak of League of Legends right there.
how else are you going to kill a Yumi?
Yeah.
You got to flash forward with that E.
Especially
Excellent
with
Vladimir mechanics.
Renekton sitting on 5 kills. There's no way he can
Honestly,
ever lock down the kill on the Yumi.
Honestly, I think Slay being caught out recently in the last few minutes actually makes sense because he's built the Mobies on that Lux skin, so he's really got to go to the bathroom. He just wants to get out of the game.
Yep. And actually, Turret going over to QG gives them a little bit of hope. They're only 2k gold
I mean, they're
behind.
only 2k down. Like, this has been an absolute joke of a game. But the fact of the matter is Hero's not worth that much gold now.
The
I mean, he's
problem for
0.
QG is, even though they're only 2k gold down, they are 4v5 on the map. And
Yeah.
that's scary, because they don't have an Aatrox. It might look like there's an Aatrox in this game, but there really isn't.
That's Boris. Gens is in a lot of trouble. There is a TP to potentially come and try and save him, but Yoshino doesn't care. And Hero, what are you going to do?
Yeah, there's an Aatrox. And
He's
once again, he did
you.
absolutely nothing. Might
This
be
is a
able to
pretty
chase
fair
down Yoshino. Nope, he's not.
Nope.
What a sad game to watch for Hero.
God.
He was so good in the last few weeks. What happened to him? I still think it's Neven actually playing.
Yeah, I think someone's like taken over his body. Neven's just saying, they think my career is over, do they? Not when I rebrand myself.
To Hero.
Yeah, to Hero and steal his body so that I can play. Because this is not a good look out of Hero. There's only so many ways we can say that. Kiaya a little bit behind enemy lines here, but does get out. They still need to be careful of this Lucian of Jisoo. He's done really, really well. Was given an absolutely free lane to do whatever he wanted with.
Yeah, more than
And he's
free.
come out 3-1. Yeah. He's come out 3-1, so he's actually no joke.
Still look at the CS numbers. We are now 90 CS ahead on Levi's side. He's level 13, still holding on to a 3-level lead. He's as strong as a mid lane Karthus, maybe even stronger. This is once again an insane performance. I don't really understand the Magi's on Karthus. I think that's pure trolling, but I guess go ahead, Levi. Do whatever you want.
It's a flag. This is just... Oh, what is going on this game? How does he do this? Where does he get 109? He's Flame Horizon, the other jungler, just for the record. Yep. Where did he get that CS from? It is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's super efficient on his pathing. That's why I was so impressed by him the last time he played the Karthus. He's everywhere. He got 4 kills and he's still hitting 200 CS. On the other side, we have Sejuani, but hold that thought.
Yoshino in a lot of trouble here. Jisoo might get cleaned up here, but nope. Yumi healing will make sure that there's no chance. I don't think it was going to kill anyway. But
they are on Baron.
They are on Baron. 22-minute Baron. Does QG sniff it out?
I mean, it's still a little bit too slow, I think, so might not be able to pull this one out.
Yeah, it's still on 6k. Yeah, they back off there. I think that's a good decision there. Not great there for Yoshino. Maybe he's trying to get his spot to stay on the team by overextending. Because obviously...
Yeah, that's how Zeros plays. So maybe he tries to imitate Zeros a little bit more.
Yep. But in the end, that one kill isn't going to really lead to QG getting anything except the kill gold, which, I mean, is still nice for them, but...
Yeah,
they don't get anything that really lasts.
Let's look a little bit more serious at this game, because this is still a little bit of a close one, even though it certainly didn't look like a close game. Where do the advantages lie right now? We still have a super strong AP carry in the Karthus. Yoshino is probably still stronger than Hero on the side lane. I would expect that. It's actually not too clear. Kiaya is definitely stronger than Hero on the side lane.
No question. I mean, the thing is that they've got all these kills, but 10 of their 11 kills are on Karthus and Renekton, so they really need to play around these two.
Yep. And Vladimir is still completely useless. Like I said, it's a 4v5 on the map, but might as well be a 4v4 because Vladimir.
Yeah.
I mean, he has now at least secured 2
you were counting Levi twice.
I mean,
he kind of is worth 2 people.
Yeah, but they really need to accelerate the game a little bit more. Carthus, traditionally, everyone thought of Carthus as a late game champ, but he's actually not really a late game champ anymore. He's a very strong mid game champ. He's strongest right now with the double penetration. I think he's already fallen off a little bit compared to where he was 5 minutes ago. He's still super strong right now. But it's pretty easy to itemize against Carthus. You can buy stopwatches to avoid his ult in crucial team fights. You can buy a locket later on, maybe on the side of Seal,
Yep.
to give everyone a shield. So yeah, this Carthus needs more kills now, and
Ooh,
this is not helping.
Nope, it's not, but he does manage to survive. Summoner spells having to be invested to keep that Carthus kicking. And there's a Mountain Drake spawned. One thing to notice is that Gum has not taken a Drake.
Yeah,
If they pick this up, it's 4 straight Drakes. This is not great.
Yeah, their dragon priority usually is very low because they play around topside. And once again, this game shows QG is a very dragon-focused team. 4 dragons at 24 minutes. This might be a 6 dragon game.
Very possible.
Nah,
Oh, and here comes the engage from QG. Levi instantly blows up. Should pull the trigger on the ult, and he does. One answered back there.
Look at the
Yoshino
damage.
gets one. Z's becoming kill as well. Hero goes down to a knee. One of the last times we'll see that one, and it doesn't matter. Oh no, it's all gone wrong here for QG. The engage looked pretty good, but oh no, it's only the cat left. Meow meow out there. That's not good. 5 for 1.
Yeah, and when do we ever see team fights go for the team that lost the first member? It's only when Carthus is in the game, because he doesn't really care if he goes down. He still gets his almost true damage with his ult on everyone on the other side. Did you see the damage on Seal? Seal had the Hemo Plague on him, and then Carthus ult hit him for 700 damage. That was ridiculous. And then Zin actually had a lot of game impact there in the team fight.
Jesus here. He actually gets the free kill onto Kiaya. He's going to try. Oh, I thought he stole that for a second there. Oh my god.
That was very close. Jisoo could have been the hero.
Yeah, that could have been absolutely absurd. But yeah, touching what you said, Carthus doesn't really care if he dies that much. Suicide Carthus was a real thing.
Yeah, and look at how much they invested to get on top of Carthus. It's Sejuani ults, Hero's Flash. Everything is... No, Hero's Flash is actually not done. It was Genza's Flash, I saw there. So they invested everything to burst down the Carthus and disregarded the Carthus passive.
Yep, unfortunate there. Carthus definitely not necessarily the one you want to pull the trigger that hard on. All it really does is mean you can't interrupt his ult, rather than it just being difficult to.
Yeah, look at the stacks on the Magi's. Very interesting situation here. But he got out of the play where he died with 8 Magi stacks.
Yeah.
That is a little silly.
He's going to publish a bestseller after this game. It's going to be a really long book.
And now look at Zin. Zin got a lot of kills. He is now sitting on 2-0-5. Is finally getting to a stage where the Vladimir can be very strong. And obviously the team fight on the late game when Vladimir amplifies the damage of the guaranteed hit Carthus ult is scary. So
terrifying. I think considering how that team fight went then I think we need to see Gum still playing with their foot to the floor, really trying to accelerate as much as they can, because as you said, it's not going to get better for Levi. This is as good as it's going to get. Zin will get better because he's a Vladimir. The later the game goes, the happier he is. But we do still really need to see them pushing some towers down.
Yeah, look at the stopwatches. There's now one on Jisoo. He can avoid the next Carthus ult. Another stopwatch on Hero and Seal. So QG right now are looking for a fight where they avoid all the Carthus damage, maybe burst him down again, and then stopwatch his ult, and then you're in a real 5v4 advantage.
Here comes the damage. Levi will be the one going down here. Does he pull the trigger on the ult? He does. There's the stopwatch out of Seal being used. Genza doesn't matter. He didn't have one and does go down to Slay. 1 for 1 in the end, and the stopwatch is being used. I mean, you can only use them once, right?
Yep. And at least they got another stopwatch out of Zin. Zin with the double Zonias there to avoid dying. Very interesting interaction. You can obviously use the free stopwatch on top of the Zonya stopwatch to get the double stasis only once in the game. So now that effect is gone. They got the kill on Genza, and they get more turrets, so it pays off for GAM in the end. I still think Levi should probably sell his journal there. It's not really useful anymore.
Yeah.
Go for the void stuff. You're probably dying every team fight, so just accept the fact and go for void stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Medjai's was a little bit of a flex when he was insanely far ahead, and he still is very, very far ahead of his counterpart, but he's not so far ahead that he's getting through fights alive as Sarkathus. In fact, I actually think he wants to die because getting the ult off is so important.
Yep, I think so too. And they don't really need him for pushing anyway, so he can just die, create a lot of space in the team fight. That's good for Zin probably as well, and Slay in the backline. So they can just sit on top of the dead body of Levi and, yeah, deal a lot of damage.
Yeah,
This
exactly. It's a very strong strat. Very ancient one where you just send your Carthus in to die and then he can do everything in his passive and there's nothing you can do about it.
Exactly. They get one Infernal Drake back. There's another Infernal Drake spawning, so they killed it right before the. No, another Cloud Drake, sorry, but another normal Drake, another Elemental Drake. So they killed it just before 30 minutes hit, and I think that's deliberately killing the Drake this early, because they don't want the Elder Drake to spawn, right? They want at least one more Elemental Drake. Elder Drake is better for QG, as they have 4 Drakes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think GAM ideally doesn't want it to get there. I think it's very smart of them to take that Drake when they did so that Elder will spawn late. Because I think if Elder Drake is going down, that probably means GAM is not going to be winning. Because I think if it gets to that point, possibly QG is caught up. But I still think that's pretty hard to call. So I may well end up being proven completely wrong.
Yeah. And look at how desperate QG is getting. We see Zodiac building for the how's the shield item called again? The locket. Locket
Locket
on Yumi really doesn't have any value. That's a
Oof.
very sad cat building the locket. She wants to go for AP. Instead, she has to go for locket for team fights. As we see another
Absolutely.
flank.
Gaia comes charging in here, but caught out completely Zin. Now, this is actually pretty rough here for GAM because they were setting up their own flank, but Hero just gets absolutely cleaned up. So it's a 4v4. The stopwatches are used. Genza on half health, though, as he couldn't stopwatch that ult. Now, another kill picked up. Down goes Seal. Answered back onto Kiaya. 3v3 now. Levi is still alive, though, as Yoshino charging forward. Has the GA. Should be able to get up. See if
What
they
a
keep
waste
going
of the
forward. They
GA.
don't.
Yeah, in the end, it doesn't really matter for GAM. They still have positioning on Baron. Might pull the trigger immediately. Seal is dead, so no smite contest. QG could still contest with their full life Lucian and Yumi. A little bit confused by. Oh yeah, they're teleporting there, so they're probably calling the Baron. That's not actually started for GAM, so
Yeah, no, I
QG
don't
might
think
get
GAM
caught
wants
out.
it. Yeah, but at the moment, they actually do outnumber GAM. And there goes the package over. Levi taking so much damage. They know exactly where he is now. No ult to pull the trigger on. And this could just turn into Baron for QG. Yoshino in a lot of trouble as well. We need to see a contest soon. And Levi's being. This is Baron for QG.
And they win the Baron fight without smite around. That's very seldom do we see stuff like that happen.
Yeah, you can say that again. That is a little bit unheard of. Yoshino could be in some trouble here, but nope, hook shots out of there.
Yeah, Levi really needs his void stuff to deal damage in teamfights. Right now, his ult is actually not that threatening. We have a lot of MR coming in on multiple members on the side of QG, and stopwatches are now all broken, so at least they can't use the stopwatch anymore. And there's actually no MR for G, so I'm surprised that he doesn't take more damage from his Levi in the teamfights.
He played that so poorly.
Yeah. I think Zin was focused on the flank. They wanted to go for a true angle approach on QG. Oh yeah, he used the stopwatch, so that's why he didn't take damage from the Karthus. Next teamfight will be hard for Jisoo. He should go for a little bit more MR, probably, because this Karthus still is sitting on 2 penetration items.
Yep. But this was so strange here. Just what is GAM doing? Just commit to the recalls. They go for the
Yeah.
greed of farming and they lose Baron because of it.
They overestimated I think they forgot about Yumi maybe. They saw the TP coming in.
Yeah.
Seal, what are you doing?
Oh, Levi's just dead, and the trade kill happens. This Karthus ult is going to do absolutely nothing.
It
I mean, it
did
did a lot of damage, but it's sort of meaningless damage,
yeah.
though.
I agree. It's still a lot of damage, especially on Jisoo. It
It's
might
super
actually give
impressive.
away that
Great.
Jisoo has to build MR, so might actually in the long run be very bad for GAM that he saw how much damage he got from this Karthus ult. Because sometimes players just ignore the threat, and then in the deciding team fight, suddenly Karthus is chunking you for half of your HP bar, and you have not built MR. So I really
Yeah,
hope
I mean,
Jisoo adjusts his build here and goes for a little bit of MR, because he's in danger.
yeah, absolutely. And he's super important at the moment for QG. He has a lot of kills, a lot of money. Really need to see this Lucian doing well. But I think this is starting to get to a little bit of a danger zone, and I'm really happy to see he sold the Medjais.
Yeah, still
Good
no
job,
Void
Levi.
though, and he wants to go for Zhonya's next. An interesting choice. I don't actually think Zhonya's is that important this game. He doesn't need to survive the team fights to win them. He just
No.
needs to deal a lot of damage with his ult. I think Void is the much higher priority item for him right now. You have a lot of follow-up damage to close out the team fight after you die, so really don't agree with his choice here. We'll have to
No,
see if he
neither
gets to
do I.
Void anyway.
This will be super disappointing if we see another game where Levi plays so well on the Karthus and loses. I really don't want to see that again. But at
Yep.
the same time, it's really GAM not using the power spikes correctly, not really playing this out the way they probably should. They are looking for a fight here, can't quite find anything. QG is able just to back off.
This
Yoshino
game has
really
devolved
charging.
into a little bit of an ARAM. By the way,
Yep,
when did the top lane inhibitor go down? I completely missed that.
good question. When did that happen?
I'm a little bit confused. Maybe Yoshino went there in a replay or something, because
Um,
when did that happen?
we don't often miss something that important. Well, at least you don't. I miss plenty. But
I'm
this
super
is
confused right now. What?
yeah. When did that
When
happen?
did that happen? Whatever. The top
All
lane
right.
inhibitor is down, and we see a lot of grouping from GAM. They want to play around the mid lane as a five group.
Yep.
I mean, Karthus is strong in 5-man team fights.
Yeah.
Vladimir
Exactly.
most of the time is as well. Usually Vladimir wants to flank, so Zin with his teleport available shortly, you should probably look to side lane and then look for a flank.
Yeah, oh, Yoshino throws himself in straight on top of Jisoo. He's in so much trouble. The Karthus ult's going to do so much. Knocks Genza into the Guardian Angel as well. This has all gone wrong here for QG. They got one back, but it's not going to matter. The double kill now for Levi. He's still alive. Kiaya picks up one as well, and he has a Guardian Angel. Hero will be reviving in the middle of the enemy team.
What a
Tries to
flash.
flash away. Last-ditch effort, but he goes down. This should be the mid lane inhibitor at the very, very least. With 4 dead, this is almost certainly just game and series.
Wow,
Game
another
set
super
match
decisive
for
call
GAM.
from GAM. Wins them the game. They are just so good at finding the advantages in very little timing windows and will just end the game of another very, very decisive call.
Yep.
I mean, they
Well
had a
done,
lot of
GAM.
damage. They had guaranteed damage on Karthus. They had guaranteed damage on the Camille as well. Were able to lock down the Lucian. Saw the opportunity. Lucian did not build MR. Really big blunder. And in the end, this time they are able to pull through. And after 2 a little bit exhausting games for GAM against QG, where they struggled a lot to close out the games, they still come out with a 2-0 victory over fellow playoff contenders QG.
Yeah, absolutely. Really well played. I mean, I don't know if I can say well played. Well controlled chaos from Gum.
Yeah, I
There
think
was
the
a few
first
mistakes
20
being made.
minutes were pure chaos.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what he was doing this game. He was inting 20 minutes straight. He ended the game with a 0-9 score. Oof, that's hard to recover from. That's
yeah, no, one of the worst games we've seen out of an individual player. Uh, that's rivaling Neven for worst game of the split. That's awful.
yeah, and he was straight up. It was not even just him getting dived somewhere on the map and he couldn't respond. It was straight up misplaced from his side. He was straight up re-engaging the one play where he went into the wave at level 6 against the
That
Kath.
was
Wow, that was probably the worst play I've seen in a very long time. That was that was pure int. That was really
really
pure int.
atrocious.
Interestingly, QG once again was able to play without a top laner very well on the mid game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it helped that Gum was playing without a bot lane carry at least. The Vlad didn't end up doing a huge amount.
Yeah, in the end, Zin still looked good on the Vlad, I think. Not so much on laning phase, but you don't expect the Vlad Lux lane to do anything against Lucian Yumi, right? Maybe they lost a
Yeah,
little bit too hard, considering Lucian and Yumi left lane for one straight minute at 4 or 5 minutes.
yeah. I mean, I still don't know why they picked the Vlad. I think that one still befuddles
Yeah,
me,
it's the
but
late game dream of Hemoplaque into Requiem, which is like you can see the potential, right? It's like the classic J4 Rumble combination where you can clearly see what this is all about. This is the teamfight dream, one-shotting AoE damage comp.
yeah,
But
I,
yeah, I
I,
really don't like the Vladimir and Karthus in this case, especially because Vladimir gave up so much wave control in the bot lane. I think with a normal ADC, maybe Sivir, that would have been able to just go even in bot lane, and that would have been better. Don't give up all the
yeah.
dragons that spawn. What do you
Yeah,
think of Yoshino's
absolutely.
performance in this game?
In that game, I don't think he was that impressive on the Camille. He was looking for engages and stuff, which was good, but it wasn't anything completely lights out, considering how free his lane was.
Yeah, he struggled a little bit on the later stages. I actually think he made a little bit of a mistake on this game going for the Grasp. I usually like Grasp as on Camille, but I think against Aatrox he should have gone with a better dueling, late game dueling rune choice, maybe PTA, maybe even Conqueror, just to be able to out trade the Conqueror in long trades. He was
Yeah.
good on lane with the Grasp. Grasp very good on lane, obviously, but later 1v1s we saw him struggle against Aatrox.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how to think about that performance overall.
Yeah, it's definitely not MVP worthy. I think
No,
there are two players that could get the MVP from this game, but one outstanding performer, in my opinion, definitely is Levi.
I mean, I think Kiaya was also really, really good.
Yep, Kiaya also played a very good game. Good roams on the Renekton. It's his best champ in the mid lane, and he just looks really good whenever he plays this champion, regardless of matchup, really.
Yeah, I still do think I'm leaning towards Levi for MVP.
Yeah, I think so
He
too.
had a pretty
The
game.
early game was insane. I think his team fighting was not bad either. It's not that hard on Karthus, to be fair. But once again, 3 level advantage. He Flame Horizoned him at 21 minutes in the jungle. He kept up with every solo laner in the game in terms of farm and CS.
Yep, he was ahead of the Corki for a while. Just absolutely ridiculous. His pathing is so good.
Yeah, I really like him on pathing junglers, and overall his AP junglers seem to be his strong suit. He has not played too many non-AP junglers, in fact. Most played are Gregis, Sejuani. Oh no, Sejuani. I'm sorry, Silas and Gregis, and then Elise.
Yeah,
The only
absolutely.
non-AP jungler he has picked all season has been Lee Sin, so I guess.
Lee Sin's a bit of a special one, hey.
And it fits really well with their two AD focused solo laners, right? They like Hiaya
Absolutely.
on Renekton, they like Irelia or Fiora for Yoshino, Renekton for Zeros. Yoshino
Yeah,
getting another
exactly.
MVP. Wow, that's
Did he
what?
actually? What?
They lost their minds over in Vietnam. What? Why? I
I
mean,
don't
I'm
know about
super
that one.
happy he's now tied for first overall because he's super good. But why did he get MVP in this game? He actually lost the 1v1 against Aatrox multiple times, and Aatrox outplayed himself in this game. I
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that one. I think Levi or
Last engage
Kiai
was
are,
good. Last engage was good.
yeah, sure, but still. Not sure how I feel about that one, but regardless, GAM do pick up the clean 2-0. Well, not clean, but it is a 2-0. So that's always good.
Yeah, and they still have only lost 7 games, so are still sitting. They are still the team, I should say, that has lost the fewest games, all split, and that will not change today. Another 2-0
Nope.
for GAM. We'll
Yep.
see them again. Let's see when do they play again this week. Will be the last game of the week with Cerberus against GAM on Sunday. So that should be a very easy one. And after the week, GAM should look at a 7-3 score.
Yeah. That would be pretty much the goal. And that's a pretty strong score considering their week one. Good to see them bouncing back.
Yep. And that's it for today. Thank you all for joining us. If you want to watch the VODs, maybe from the first series or from this series, if you missed anything, I'll upload that on YouTube. All the series from the weeks before are there as well. You can find the link in the description. And thanks again for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a good day.
See ya.